Your fridge has never made a single thing cold. It just moves heat roughly 1,000 times a day. That sounds wrong. So let's be precise. Cold isn't a substance you can make or pour into a box. Cold is simply what's left behind when you take heat away. And moving heat is the only thing your refrigerator actually does. It grabs the warmth out of your food and carries it somewhere else. Reach behind the fridge and feel that warm grill. That warmth is literally the heat that used to be in your dinner. Let's cut a fridge open and follow the heat. Here's the picture most of us carry. The fridge is a cold-making machine, blowing chilled air into the box the way a heater blows warmth into a room. It feels obvious. It's also wrong. There is no cold generator anywhere inside it. No single part whose job is to create cold. Physics only lets you do one thing with heat: move it. So a refrigerator isn't a cold maker at all. It's a heat mover, a pump that picks heat up from the cold inside and dumps it into your warm kitchen, which is the exact opposite of the direction heat naturally flows. Doing that backwards is the whole trick, and it takes just 4 parts. The secret is a special liquid called a refrigerant, and it has a bizarre property. It boils at a temperature far colder than ice. Run it through thin pipes inside the fridge, and it does what any liquid does when it boils. It turns to vapor. But boiling isn't free. To change from liquid to gas, it has to soak up energy, and it pulls that energy as heat straight out of the air around the pipes. This is the same reason sweat cools your skin and rubbing alcohol feels icy on a finger. A liquid evaporating always drinks heat from whatever it touches. Inside the fridge, that whatever is your food. The refrigerant boils, the food's heat vanishes into it, and the air in the box goes cold. Now, there's a problem. The refrigerant has swallowed all that heat and floated off as a cool gas, and that heat has to escape to the outside. But the kitchen is warmer than the gas, and heat flatly refuses to flow from cold to warm on its own. So the fridge cheats. A pump called the compressor grabs the gas and squeezes it into a much smaller space, and squeezing a gas makes it hot, the same way a bike pump warms up under your hand. In a second, that gentle, cool vapor becomes a cramped, high-pressure gas that is now hotter than your kitchen. That hum you hear is the compressor, the one part doing real work and the only reason a fridge needs to be plugged in. Now that the gas is hotter than the room, nature finally cooperates. The fridge sends it through a long run of black coils on the back or underneath the condenser. Spread out in the open kitchen air, the hot gas does exactly what hot things do. It sheds its heat into the room. And as it loses that heat, it cools just enough to condense back into a liquid, the way warm breath fogs and beads on a cold window. That is the heat leaving, your food's warmth plus the compressor's effort, radiating off those coils and into your kitchen. Feel them. They're warm for a reason. There's one last step, and it's what closes the circle. That warm liquid is still under enormous pressure, so the fridge shoves it through a pinhole-sized gap called the expansion valve. The instant it squeezes through to the low-pressure side, it expands, and its temperature crashes, turning bitterly cold in a fraction of a second. And now look where it is, a freezing liquid, arriving right back at the pipes inside the fridge, ready to boil and drink up heat all over again. That's the entire machine. Boil cold, squeeze hot, dump the heat, drop the pressure, repeat. A refrigerator is just that loop, running quietly around the clock, bailing heat out of a box the way you'd bail water out of a boat. Which leads to a strange realization. If a fridge is just a pump that moves heat from a cold place to a warm one, then you almost certainly own the exact same machine in disguise. An air conditioner is a refrigerator that treats your whole room as the food and dumps the heat outdoors. A heat pump is the same loop run deliberately backwards, hauling heat into your house to warm it in winter. It even explains a kitchen riddle. Leaving the fridge door open to cool the room actually heats it up because the fridge always dumps out a little more heat than it removes, the extra coming from that hard-working compressor. One loop, hiding inside 3 different machines. So next time you hear that fridge hum and feel the warm grill on the back, you'll know the secret. Nothing in there is making cold. A clever liquid is boiling inside, drinking the heat out of your food, getting squeezed until it's hot, and breathing that heat out into your kitchen, over and over, all day long. It isn't making cold. It's just relentlessly carrying heat the wrong way up the hill. If you'll never look at your kitchen the same way again, that's the whole point of this channel. Stick around. We keep cutting things open.